Oh, well, it is early morning, and I must be Insomnia Theater time. It is early morning, and I must be Insomnia Theater time. Yeah, we don't want to be echoing. So this is a pop-up, just like it was last time. It's like it'll probably be every time for Insomnia Theater. It's never planned. It's just up. Means I'm up. I've not slept very well. Mind on overdrive. Could be too hot. Could be anything. So nobody knows I'm here. That's all right. And yes, you can see my fan is going overhead. Oh, that's a really cool effect, actually. Well, been a long day. I had a really strange weekend. Um, had a real strange weekend. Um, really good show on Sunday. Got to say, our show on Sunday for the midnight hour was one of my favorites. We had a lot of fun. Um, we completed our Warhead challenge. Super happy about that. Nobody ended up. Everybody made it. Nobody. I was glad that. We each had to take 5 different flavors and hold them in our mouths until either we couldn't take it or it got down to the sweet area. I'm really happy that no one decided to do all 5 apples because I could tell you, I don't think I could have took that one. That apple was really, really, really sour. In fact, it was so sour it made the other ones, which were sour, but it seemed made them sweet by comparison, which actually made the challenge actually rather manageable. Uh, I know my buddy Hobbs is up right now. I just pinged him. I sent him our secret message. So, but I'm not going to ping him back to have him come up. He's probably ready to go to bed. Um, I thought maybe Waffles would probably be up, but I'm glad to see that he's actually asleep. That's a good thing. Um, so yeah, I guess what I'll try to do is talk a little bit about what's going on. As far as the channel goes, I'm only 5 away from 250. I managed to hold on to all 4 editions that I got during the live stream during the midnight hour show. I managed to hold all 4, but my cohorts lost all theirs. YouTube is really a weird animal. I'm telling you, it is a weird animal. Um, so, oh yeah, okay. So let's start this off since I'm sort of halfway asleep. So Vincent and Becky are only 1 away from 200 subscribers as of 4:16 a.m. in the morning on a Tuesday. Um, they only need one more sub to reach 100. I mean 200. So that would be awesome. Um, they also are throwing a contest. They're throwing a contest where they're offering a Blu-ray copy of Willy's Wonderland plus a hot sauce. That's part of that's what the spices do. Horror Spices, they offer a contest just about every month with a brand new release. Last month it was Wrong Turn, the New Foundation, which was won by our good buddy the Q's Reviews. And you win a movie and a hot sauce. Um, but Vincent and Becky, they're so close to 200. What they decided to do was add in the fun, and they have added as a bonus a signed picture from one of the Friday the 13th films, and also added another hot sauce, which I sort of knew about. I guessed that. They said, well, we got something new to add to the contest. And I said, yeah, you're going to throw another hot sauce. And they said, well, you have to see. Well, I was right. They half right. They did throw another hot sauce on there. Their contests are the only ones that I enter that I have so much fun entering because they scare the shit out of me. Because I know that you're gonna win a great movie. I mean, that's the there you go. You survive the wheel of death. You win a great movie. But then you got to do the hot sauce. You got to have and tradition. It's only a tradition, not required. The tradition is that the winner, after they get their after they unbox their movie and their hot sauce, has to sample the hot sauce on camera. Um, Everybody has done it. No one has never not done it. So I will not be the first not to do that. If I win, I will do so. But now and now it's doubled. Now if you win, you get a movie and a picture and 2 hot sauce that you have to sample. Now, of course, that gets you wondering, like, holy crow, like, which hot sauce is hotter? Which one do I want to try first? Well, I've actually wrote Vincent to ask him that because I really want to know that myself. Like, okay, which hot sauce should the winner take first? You want to take the hot sauce first, the hottest of the hot sauce. You want to do that one first because that way your mouth is so badly fucked up, burned up, that when you try the second one, it'll go through and you won't even feel it because all the nerve endings in your mouth are dead. See, there is a strategy for doing hot sauce and multiple hot sauces. I was actually sort of hoping that they were going to put in Artemis, which is their lovely Black Panther. They have a pair of Black Panthers, Artemis and Dragon, and which they're suffering right now. I'm telling you that. Phoenix is burning up right now. It's over 100 degrees already, and it's just June. It's just now June, and they're already cracking 106, 108. You already know it's going to be one hell of a summer there. It just, I mean, Michigan's not bad. We're supposed to have some storms, but they must have been pocket storms, micro storms, because one couple who I know, they said that they got rained on like cats and dogs, and yet they live approximately, say about 10 miles, away from us, and we never got a drop. We never got a crack of thunder. We never got a lightning storm or nothing. We didn't get nothing. It was overcast, but that was it. Um, it was hot and muggy, and yeah. Uh, so that was good. We need the rain. Generally, this is our severe weather time of the year. June. We this is our greatest time that we get a threats of tornadoes or whatnot. So far, nothing here, nothing big here, which is fine. We haven't actually had a tornado touchdown here in many years. We had an F0 tornado touchdown in my town a few years back, and which is about another 5 or 6 miles from us. It touched down and it did a little damage, but it was not a destructive tornado at all. It hit like a aluminum building, had aluminum siding on it, and popped that up a little bit, roughed it up a little bit, tossed some lawn furniture here and there, but no injuries, no significant property damage. But it was a tornado, and it did touch down for about a half mile. But that was many years ago. And that's actually been the closest that I've been to a tornado here in Michigan. And since I've been here in 1999, we had one scare back in the early 2000s when we were still living in Livonia. We had a supercell cross over us that was dropping down twisters. It would touch down briefly, go through it, go back up, touch down, and it did that 3 or 4 times, and it went right over our house. And I put Lori in the bathtub and with a blanket and a pillow because that's how close it was over us. We could hear it on the news that they're saying that the tornado was going right over our area, which is probably the scariest time that we've had as far as weather goes. Um, so yeah, but otherwise the weather's been really nice. Humidity's been high, but no pop up thunderstorms or anything like that. Let's see what else. Uh, um, well, I don't know how many of you guys are married or not. Um, June 19th would have marked our 17th anniversary, wedding anniversary. June 19th, 2004. And I dare say, without any without any, was it bragging or pontification or pounding on the chest or anything, but I have to say that my wife was the best looking bride I've ever seen. I've been on the planet for a few years, so I've seen a few, and she definitely was the prettiest bride. Um, and it was a great day. So now I'm thinking about that. It's funny because one of the things that I've commented on or written about in my blog is when we walk, we still walk, and what we call wedding hands. When we were standing there waiting to get married, she had gripped my hands and she was squeezing my hand, and because she was so nervous and excited. And on the outside, she was like a duck, you know, cool and calm on in the on the surface, and kicking like mad underneath the water. Um, but in this case, she was squeezing my hand, and it was it was pretty funny actually. Um, so after that, we would call those wedding hands, and so once in a while we would be out and about or walking or anywhere else, and once in a while just all of a sudden the wedding hands should be squeezing my hands, and it was pretty awesome actually. So that was really cool. We got married in Our Lady of Victory Church in a town called Northville. Um, we got married early in the morning on a Saturday. Um, Father Terry, Father Terry was an interesting guy. Um, Lori wanted to get married in the Catholic Church, and so some of the things you have to do, you have to meet with your priest, and you have to go to a class, and all day class too. They want to make sure that when you guys get married, it lasts. So as part of the deal about getting married in the church was that you had to attend an all day class for it. Uh, but I remember we had been to Our Lady of Victory a few times, and she really liked Father Terry, and so we were going to go meet with him to discuss us getting married. And so we made an appointment, to go see him. And we got to the office and opened the door, and holy crow, wow. Um, that place reeked of smoke. That guy was a smoker. Father Terry was a horrible smoker. She really felt bad for his secretary. She looked miserable, and people, and they knew, you already knew when everybody walked in, they were already thinking the same thing, like, what the hell is this? Um, it stank really bad. As a matter of fact, when we went in, he wanted us to sit in the office. We couldn't do it. We had to tell him that no, we can't do that. We got to sit out here out in the outer office because it's way too stinky in here. Now, Father Terry was an old school priest in the sect that he smoked Pall Malls, and those are unfiltered cigarettes. They call them lung ripper. Now he had the good gracious not to smoke in front of us. That was, appreciated it. I was shocked, to tell you the truth. I was like, I didn't think priests were allowed to smoke. Um, I know the church pretty much frowned on that. I just got up. I just got up. I insomnia, so instead of just tossing and turning, I thought I'd get up and do one of these, talk myself out, and to just talk myself out. I'm just talking about my our wedding date. Me and my wife were married. Good morning. Good morning, Seth. How are you? Um, yeah, I'm just talking about I got married this month, um, June 19th, 2004. So I was just reminiscing about the day, about the experience. Um, my wife and I, well, my fiance at the time, of course, but we had actually gone to the church and met the priest who was going to marry us. And oh yeah, it would have been awesome. It was yeah, it would have been 17 years this year. Unfortunately, she left this plane of existence on 2013. She passed away of uterine cancer. But as you can see in my hand here, I still wear my wedding band. I have never taken it off, not once. Yeah, I still consider myself married, believe it or not. They say till death do you part. Well, death doesn't keep us apart. No, no, a lot of people don't. Um, that's one of the reasons why I'm up so late. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. She was a classy lady, and there's not a minute or a second goes by that I don't miss her. That's why I'm up late at night. A lot of people see me. If you see me popping around on your YouTube channel, or you see me floating around leaving comments or doing pop-ups like this, it's because I can't sleep. Yeah, it was a real. It's a yeah, it was a something else. That's for sure. My wife and I, when we met Father Terry, he was the Catholic priest that married us. He It was funny because he was I was saying how he was a huge smoker. His office reeked of it. I mean, reeked. I dare say you could probably walk in and squeezed it, and probably would have got yourself like you know, half of half a tub of nicotine. It was nasty. But he was a really nice man. He was a good priest, and he turned out to be full of surprises. Um, so we met him, and he was a really modern priest. Um, so we had to go to when you get married in the Catholic Church, you have to go to a class, a marriage class. They require that. So we went, and we were probably about another, I don't know, maybe 20, 25 couples, and we were just taking various classes throughout the day. You know, on fidelity, financial responsibility, children, compatibility. I mean, there's all sorts of topics they talked about. At the end of the class, you got you got a little certificate saying that you went, and you went back to your respective parish and or chapel, and you turned it into your the priest there to say that you have completed it and that they could marry you in the church. So we got married on a Saturday morning. Where our wedding was supposed to start at 10 o'clock. and they had massive road construction going on in the little town that we were in. And so we were waiting for our guests to show up, and it was dragging because it was like the roads were so bad. So my brother, who was my best man, and him and I, we went back to the back where Father Terry was getting ready, and we found out that Father Terry, he really was old school. We ended up talking. We asked if we could push it back for an hour, which he instantly said yes. Instantly. He says, not a problem. Um, and then we found out that he was actually a big fan of punk rock music. So for the hour that we were waiting, um, him and I sat in the back with my brother, and we talked about the various different punk rock bands that we both enjoyed. The Punk Rock Priest, and my wife, she's nervous, because brides are highly nervous on their wedding day. She was she was nervous that the father would be impatient and about wanting to get the marriage, the wedding, the ceremony going. And she came back and she poked her head and she saw us three just sitting there, and we're just talking music. And she goes, I came back to see if we could actually push the time back. And the Father Terry goes, we already did that. It's all good. We're in good shape. And so by the time that we went out at 11 o'clock, with all, I would say about 95% of our guests had already arrived. Lori's family and our friends and whatnot. So we stood up in front of our friends and family, and Lori she had the death grip on my hand. Like I said, it's called wedding hands. And so standing there, and she's just gripping my hand like this. And and we went through the ceremony. I had wrote part of our vows, and we got married. Uh, it was an amazing time. Um, Unfortunately, um, I have some pictures. I don't have the person who was supposed to do the video. Uh, um, it wasn't the best. That part I wish I could have did back. I could have went back and did differently. But we did have a great reception, and Father Terry went with us, and it was an awesome time. So after we got married, and we shortly after that we moved away from the little town, so we went to a different church. But one Sunday, Lori felt like she wanted to go up to the church that we got married to and see Father Terry, and I was all about that because I liked him. And so we drove up to Our Lady of Victory to attend Mass. We got there, and Father Terry was, how can I say this? Because he must have been underneath chemotherapy or whatnot, but his stomach was tremendously bloated. It wasn't fat; it was a reaction of some sort of medication. It turned out that his smoking had caught up with him, and he developed lung cancer. And they had to go in there and remove one lung. They managed to save his life, but they took out one of his lungs. There's just shot to shit. He's lucky. I mean, he was lucky to be there. We hadn't been there for that long, so when we came back and saw that, that's exactly what happened. He had probably not that far after we had gotten married, he had probably had the surgery or whatnot. Then he quit smoking too. But we went up there and we listened to him do the mass, and he seemed tired. but not physically tired so much, but mentally tired, because it seemed like he was given his last sermon. He was actually moving to a smaller church. He had actually requested that. He said he wanted to get back to ministering to people. He says he felt more like a fundraiser at Our Lady of Victory because of the parish, and it also had a school, a private school. And he said it seemed like every Sunday morning he was up there and he was fundraising every time. He wasn't able to do homilies or do mass or give a little. He was able to do sermons. It just seemed like most of the time he was up there and he was just asking people for money. You know, help this raffle here, or this school function here, or if we could raise money for this for the parish here. And he just got really tired of it. He was burnt out. He wanted to go back to its roots to find out why, to go back to why he got into the church in the first place. So it was this last day at Our Lady Victory, and oh, he was really glad to see us. After mass was over, we came by. We did not know that he had gotten so sick until we found out, until he told us. Oh, no problem. Have a great night. So he he shook our hands, and he said that he of course I of course most priests will probably say this to the couples they marry, but I really got a sense that in this case he really did mean it. Um, but he said that we were one of the most entertaining couples that he had ever joined together. Um, I think it was probably because of our roots, for our love for good punk rock music, that we bonded. Um, Talking about CBGBs, I told him about my days in San Jose. I booked a lot of great punk rock bands, um, and it was just a lot of something you just don't run across very often. So, but that was the last time we've ever saw him. I had a friend of mine who said that he had moved down to a parish downriver from us and was very happy. I'm not sure how long he lasted down there. I mean, with one long, I'm sure he was moving at a very slow pace, and hopefully he was able to serve down there for a while and comfortably. Um, but I was just thinking with the wedding hands. Every once in a while, wherever I may be, outside or inside or uh, driving around or whatnot, I will get that phantom squeeze on my hands. I can feel it. I can feel her hands in mine. Even now, 8 years after the fact, I still can feel her hands. And I know a lot of people say something like that will disappear over time, but I've been blessed in the fact that I have not. Um, I probably get it probably about a dozen times a year. That's it's something I do cherish, and I do hope that it never goes away. Um, but that's where wedding hands came from, and I think it's just a reminder that she's still here, still with us, still with me. Uh, uh, Paladin. Paladin is downstairs. I gave him some tuna treats. He ran out of turkey treats, and so I went down there and I got him some tuna treats from the Dollar Tree. So I had to switch up. I had to switch up flavors if I ever wanted any peace in the morning. In the morning, he's really insistent about turkey. I mean, that's his jam. It's turkey. He wants turkey. Um, so he's happy right now. Uh, Started watching a movie called Interstellar, which came out a few years ago with Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway and Wes Bentley and Michael Caine. And I've gotten about 40 minutes into it. I guess I could have watched that instead of doing this, but I just felt like I wanted to talk. So here I am. Um, Whenever I get backed up or stressed out, I tend to write. So on my blog, so I sort of look at this sort of like a video blog. Um, so that's how I'm approaching it. I don't have any set topics. I'm just talking until I get tired. I know that I won't be on there like I was last week, uh, last Friday, this past weekend. Um, the plants of mice and men, right? So last weekend, I was supposed to go on a few streams to help drum up interest for our Danielle Harris show on the 13th, and I was supposed to pop up on let's see, Friday I was supposed to pop up on two streams. Hobbs was supposed to pop up on another one, and then Saturday I was supposed to pop up on one more. So four, and then it was going to be five because the NightWatch zone was going to let me pop up as well. And thank you to Night and Coriander and Killian and Jerry for letting me do that. Except that it didn't work out. Didn't work out on any level. Um, One person totally forgot that they were supposed to have me. That miscommunication, totally forgot, even though we talked about it 2 days before. And then another one had a family engagement that he was not expecting. He was like, "Does this happen on him?" He was like, "I was not expecting this," but awesome that it did. Get a chance to spend some time with quality time with family. Always take that. Saturday. Hobbs worked too late on Saturday or Friday, so he was unable to go to his stream that he was supposed to go to. Saturday, I was supposed to pop on another stream, but the host had a family emergency, um, and had to leave. Their stream was going on, but he had gotten his panel on, and so they were able to hold on to the fort, but they couldn't let me in because it was his stream, and he controls the people who goes on the stream, um, just like just like you do here. So luckily, everything turned out fine. I checked in the next day. Things were good. Family member was all right. It was just not a good time. And hey, life happens. So none of the promotion for the this weekend happened. So Friday, I knew that was I saw that was happening for Friday. So I decided to do one of these pop-ups on Friday night, and totally unplanned. Didn't say anything to anybody, and I went up, and holy cow, it's on there. Um, Underneath the title, Danielle Harris is coming on June 13th. Uh, Holy cow! I have to admit, I can understand where people really get to love streaming because we absolutely had a blast that night. Um, Totally fun. Um, had a really hot chat. People were really talking and engaging with each other. not a lot of people because nobody knew it was happening, but the ones that were there were really into it, really wanted to be there, and it was amazing. Had a great time, and yeah, I went on way too long. Like this, I'm probably not going to be on here more than maybe an hour or so, maybe a little more. I'm not going to do what I did last time. No, I won't have any. I won't have any lungs left. Um, but it was an awesome Friday night, and I had a blast. And yeah, I get it. This is such a pop up that no one's here. This will be like a more like a vlog than it will be a stream because no one's here, which is fine. I sort of knew that was going to happen anyway. I would unexpected to see anybody come in this late at night. I think the only person I actually would have expected to be up would be my friends from the UK, because it is, oh, it's almost 10 in the morning over in the UK. So I thought some of them might be up, but they'll probably be at work. I think lockdown over there is slowly being lifted. So more and more people are starting to return to normalcy. Um, Otherwise, I didn't expect anybody else to be up. Speaking of normalcy, so Sunday, I hooked up my buddy Catfish. Catfish is him and I have been friends for, whew, man, we've been friends for damn 10 years already. Great guy, my best friend here. Um, so yeah, he checks in on me, makes sure I'm still sane. Um, and so he slid on over, and we went out to the local mall. Yeah, it was the local mall. It was funny because I was driving as I got to our meeting spot. I got there a little early, so I was looking at my phone, which is a rare thing. I never bring my phone when I go out. That's true. I don't really bring my phone. Um, I know you're supposed to have it for emergencies and all that, but I just never bring it because I don't want to be one of those people that are just looking at it all the time. So a lot of times I just don't bring it. But I knew that we are going to be having lunch, so at a new place. So I said, okay, I'll bring it for that. Because last time me and him went out for lunch, I got a great picture, and I posted it on the Instagram when I went out with him and his sister. So we met at Best Buy, and as I'm waiting for him to show up, I'm looking at the Instagram, and I see a post by a film collector named Peppermint Tribe. Peppermint Tribe, his name is Ken, and he is a huge movie collector. Not so much like the community, our horror community, but he's more, I guess, in a sense, I'm more of a collector like him than I am most of the people in the horror community. But he takes things to way beyond the next level. He likes shopping for the Dollar Tree the stores. And when when the Dollar Tree has their Dollar Tree sales, the film sales, he buys at least one copy of every film they sell. I wish I could sit there and tell you that I'm kidding about that, but I'm not. If they have 45 different films that they're offering, he's buying at least one copy of everything. Makes me laugh. I mean, he's just like, I mean, he takes blind buying to a whole new level. And it doesn't matter what it is. I mean, you've seen some of this. If you've gone to a Dollar Tree sale, you'll see they have everything there. Collections, animation, kids films, obscure films, films from 20 years ago. I mean, whatever Dollar Tree has, what they're offering, whatever it is, he's buying at least one copy. And what makes me laugh about Ken, and I love the guy, don't get me wrong, I'm not poking fun at him. But makes me laugh though is how he justifies how he gets it. Like I got this one from my granddaughter. Let me tell you, those granddaughters or the kids or whatever, they have bigger collections than 95% of us collectors here in this community. Based on that, I can't even imagine what their watch stack looks like. And those kids are probably gonna be like 7 or 8 years old, and they're probably the only people. They're probably the only kids that have like 1,000 movie collection. And the thing is, they don't even know they have it. They just like open the door and there's like thousands of movies. But that's he justifies to getting it. It's like you almost want to go up there and say, Ken, it's okay if you don't get this, you don't forget this movie. It's quite all right. It's okay. You can put it down. But what I really like about Ken is that his stores get there early. And I had actually ranted a little bit about another guy who was bitching and complaining about Dollar Tree not letting him go in early and getting his movies and whatnot. And I'm sure that's what he'll be talking about this time because the new wave is coming out. And I'm sure he's already bitching and complaining that he's not able to go back there and get his movies early. But Ken's he's a gentleman. He gets a little bit frosted, but he's very dedicated. He's also a great trader. I mean, if you are looking for the best movies in the wave, Peppermint Tribe's the man you want to see. He will make trades with you. From what I've seen, his trades are fair, above the board. And of course, what can I say? The guy's sort of like me in the sense that he loves IFC films and he collects those. Those he collects. Because I actually was thinking about trading for some of those IFC movies, but when I sent the message saying, I'm like, hey, would you like to get rid of those IFC movies? The answer was no. So I can appreciate that and respect that. So he is like our early warning to the Dollar Tree collecting community, trading community, or whatever. He knows when they come out earlier before anybody else. And it was because of that I told Catfish that, hey, they're doing a movie sale. Now, Catfish his collection is massive too. In fact, he's actually looking to cull it down. And he's a guy who I've given all my excess movies to. If I got excess that I didn't want, or like if I bought blind buys or got stuff that didn't really appeal to me, I would just forward it to him. I encouraged him to donate the movies to his work, like take them into work. People love that. But he ended up keeping them himself, which is sort of funny. Well, anyway, he's been wanting to get rid of some, and so he really wasn't into going over to Dollar Tree to check out the movies. I was, because Tribe had actually mentioned that one of the movies he was looking for that they're releasing on this wave of Dollar Tree movies is a movie that I'll be talking about on the NightWatch zone on June 24th. Is A Dark Song, and I was looking for that on Blu-ray. It's supposed to be out on this wave at Dollar Trees. They've released the Blu-ray copy of it. I have a DVD copy of it that I got from Family Video years ago. But I would love to have a Blu-ray copy. That's what I really would love to have. But the thing with Dollar Tree is that all their movies are different. No one store gets the same shipment. But one of the stores that we go to is in Westland, and they get the most movies of any Dollar Tree in this whole area. They get probably 10 times as much as any other store does because they move them out that fast. And the good thing is they always. Oh, hey, Casey. I was talking about Peppermint Tribe. I think I've told you about him. He's the Dollar Tree guy. You want to come up? You want to join me, or you need coffee first? Okay. Oh, okay. Peppermint Tribe. He's a Oh yeah, well, he's sort of like a more sane version of Gary. He's like the sane version. Gary's insane, and Ken is sane. They're both big Dollar Tree collection guys, and but Tribe always lets us know early when they come out. Sort of like Gary does, but he's not nearly as anal about it. And so normally, what happens when Tribe lets us know that the Dollar Tree sale is happening. So then we go to a store in Westland that has a massive amount of films. So my buddy Catfish and I were heading over there, and he wasn't gonna do any shopping. Hi, Amanda. I mentioned that we survived our Warhead challenge. I'm so happy we. You know what? I'll say, like I said before, I'm really glad that we did one flavor a piece. Like, because I think if we had actually done 5 of the apple, I think you would have won. I don't think I could have handled all 5 apples. Those apples are really, really strong. Uh, so I'm talking about my friend Catfish and I went to a local Dollar Tree because they're having a new wave of movies come out. And the biggest store in our area, they always put their movies out a week early before anybody else. Um, so we actually went over there. I was looking for, thanks. That was a lot of fun, but we're not going to do the gummy bear. We might do the marshmallow challenge. I'm thinking next. We might try that one. That one's a really funny one. I don't know if you've seen the marshmallow challenge. That's for people, they see how many marshmallows they can actually put in their mouth, and they have to be able to talk. I think they have to be able to read us. I have to go over it. I know it's been a while. I saw it on YouTube. It had me laughing. People putting marshmallows in their mouth and then talking. Um, I'm trying to. I'm trying to figure. I'm trying to. Oh, holy cow! Hey, Tim. Holy cow! We got a party going. Casey just woke up. Amanda's here. Tim, why are you still doing up, Tim? It's late over there with you. It must be hot. You must be burnt. Is it hot in San Bernardino? Yes, that's the one. The chubby bunny. Did you make a video of that one, Amanda? Because I'll go watch it because I got to see what it is. But I'm thinking we should do that one. I'm gonna see if I. I think I know we're gonna. I know we're supposed to be doing a show on the 4th of July. I'm not sure exactly how many people are gonna show up for that. Okay, good. I'm gonna go look that up. Maybe we'll do that on the 4th of July. I'm not sure. I'm gonna see make sure everybody's. I mean, because I know everybody's gonna be out there having partying and whatnot. So I'm not exactly how many of my co-hosts are gonna make it with us. So we're gonna figure that out. Oh, The Burning. Okay. Yeah, I heard a lot of things about that one, Tim. I was watching Interstellar earlier. Yeah, The Burning's one of the that's a real classic right there. No, they didn't make a sequel to that, huh? Huh. I want to say that movie came out around the same time as Sleepaway Camp, if I'm not mistaken. That'll be the marshmallow challenge though. That looks to be a lot of fun. I've seen that one. That's actually I mean, how many marshmallows did you manage to do? You know what, Amanda? Neither have I. I've never seen Sleepaway Camp either, though I already know the twist. Nope, I have not. I have not seen Sleepaway Camp either. It's just amazing at how it's sort of amazing at how little, considering the thrift stores, um, considering the thrift stores and the yard sales and the used CDs places and whatnot. It's really surprising how you don't really see a lot of old horror films. Um, you just don't see them out in the wild. I mean, I guess maybe the secondary markets, like Amazon or eBay, but still, percentage wise, you think that there'd be a larger percentage of people donating or you at least be able to find it, within a year or so. But a lot of these older horror films, man, they're hard to find. Sure. It's just weird, 'cause, of course, not seeing it, but then seeing what Felicia Rose looks like, when you see her and you go like, how could they get away with disguising her as a dude? I mean, she's gorgeous. I mean, how the hell do you do that? I just want to talk about Footzilla. Yeah, yeah. We do have a yard sale, a flea market, in Livonia. I have to see if they're up and about yet. I'm not sure if we're not quite that much open yet, so we'll have to see. Yeah, movie magic for sure. I'm still recovering over your review of Footzilla, Casey. I'm just like yeah, I'm just stunned. My favorite horror film of all time. Wow, that's a really tough question. Um, wow. I, you know what? I have to say, I have to say Phantasm would have to be one of them because Phantasm actually scared me. Uh, and then I think The Exorcist because there's so much fact that was there's so much factual information in that movie and the book. Um, that also it's also it's also pretty scary because they put a lot of truth into that movie. A lot of people, but people see it as a fictional story, but there's actually a lot of truth to it in there. The best horror movie I've seen in the last 10 years, though, has been a movie called A Dark Song, which I mentioned last night. I mentioned on the stream. That's probably the one movie in the last 10 years that's my favorite horror movie. But Phantasm spooked the shit out of me. No, no, they don't. You know what? You know what? I think people are right about thrift stores. I think what happens is now, and I don't think, it sort of sucks if you really think about it. I think a lot of the workers now that get donations, I think they pick through them and they take what they want and they sell them on eBay. I think that's where a lot of it happens. With Salvation Army, I think that uh, I don't really think they encourage horror films too much. Um, yeah, they got a nice selection at my Salvation Army. They're all older films, but I think flea markets, yeah, the flea markets and yard sales, um, definitely. And I like going to recycle. Disc replay is really good. That's a good place to go to. But wow, I mentioned this before. I have not been to my local. Yeah, I heard that the Quiet Place Part Two, and I heard The Conjuring 3 are really both really solid movies. I like to see them both too. I'm really glad to hear about The Quiet Place too because the first Quiet Place, oh man, that's just a polarizing film right there. But Casey watched a new movie that he reviewed on his channel called Footzilla. You guys all need to go over there and watch that. Yeah, we were talking about that about the new Halloween. We were talking about that, and me and Catfish, and I just said this like I said before. I don't care how they end it. I don't care how they end it. They just cannot end it with Laurie Strode dying. They could do whatever else they want, but actually take it back. Laurie Strode and her family. Um, they cannot they cannot die. It's just to me, they can do anything else. They could let him survive. He could move to Chicago. He could they could transport his body to Antarctica. I don't care how they do it, but she can't die and killing him. Like, I'll take him with me. No, I think the character deserves peace. That her character Laurie Strode deserves peace. They should have ended the series with H2O, quite honestly, where they showed her beheading Michael. That really should have been the end of the series. There's no reason to go on after that. It was a totally satisfying way to end it. I mean, she pretty much already lost her whole life. She already pretty much lost her whole life to to Michael Myers. And you think that after she killed him, that she could at least have a semblance of a life after that. Yeah, I've been hearing that more and more from people. when they talk about Halloween, they're actually going back and looking at H2O and saying, they should have ended the series right there. Now, after that, they could have did what they were planning to do with Season of the Witch and come out with a different story each Halloween. I would have really been interested to see how well that would have done. Oh, Ricky! Oh, snap! What's going on, brother? Uh, you guys are coming back Friday. I cannot wait. Uh, we're talking about Halloween, how Halloween should end. You know what? It's funny. I actually now it's funny we're talking about finding horror films in out in the wild. I actually found the first two. Oh, I'm doing good, relatively speaking. I had insomnia today, so I'm up. Um, I found both copies. I found 1 and 2 of Rob Zombie's Halloween at my library's bookstore, so I was able to pick up both movies up for $1 a piece. I couldn't pass that up. I'm not a Rob Zombie fan, but at $1 a piece, I decided to pick it up. And then as soon as I did, then Waffles turned me on to that Halloween box set I showed. So before you know it, I practically almost got the entire Halloween collection within a month. Now, is Pablo still working with you? Are you and Pablo still doing videos, or did you get another mate? I think I'm actually missing 218. I'm missing 2018. But I think of all the movies, that would be the easiest one for me to get. Yeah, I think everybody hates the second one. I don't hear any people really talk bad about the first zombie movie, but the second one, the Halloween 2, that's the one people don't really particularly care for. Oh, is Pablo okay? He's not sick or anything, right? So new guy jumping in. Oh boy, does he has he watched your videos? Is he ready? Is he does he understand what he's getting himself into? Oh boy, you should have introduced him by having him do pizza. Oh, how cool is that? Nice. Oh, okay. Well, there you go, Tim. Sheesh. So I guess that's awesome. So I guess there are some. What about you, Ricky? Do you find do you are you able to find horror films at charity shops when you go to the charity shops? Do you see a lot of horror films? We're talking about finding horror films in at secondhand stores or boot sales. Yeah, I am definitely looking for 2018, especially now. Like I said, I went from having just the first Halloween, just the one, part one. Within a month, I've gotten everything but 2018. Oh, okay, you go to Amazon. Okay. No, I don't say you're lazy. I mean, there's a lot of collectors do that. They want that. Hey, they can go ahead and do it. I just personally like to hunt. I like to go out and look for it. It's fun. That's the part for me. This is part of my problem though, because here we are among friends here at 5:17 in the morning. So when I go collecting, uh, when I go collecting, this is true. Whenever there was a new movie at a video store, like especially an ISC movie, I would wait and wait and wait and wait and just hunt and hunt. And then when I got the movie, I got it right. Go in there and they say, "Hey, it's up for sale. I got you a copy." I buy the movie. Now you think that I'd be so happy to buy that damn movie? I go home and watch it. I got the movie. I've been looking for it. Hell yeah! Let's go home, fire some popcorn, grab the cheetah. No, I come home, I enter the movie into Letterboxd, I put it on the shelf, and then I start looking at the next movie that's coming out, and starting to Jones again. Like I gotta get that new movie. I gotta get that new movie, and that's how I work. Um, yes, Doctor Giggles. That's the one with Larry Drake, I believe. He played the bad guy. He played the bad guy in Darkman. He also played Benny on L.A. Law, but he also played Durant. That's his name, his character's name. He played Durant in the Darkman series. Great series too. Oh yeah, yeah. Ricky, you're like all of us. There's not a person here does not have that. We're all like that. We are all like that's. I think I said before. I said I think we need to get a T-shirt made up for the community that says I got that, but I haven't watched it yet. Yes, Doctor Giggles. Yep, Larry Drake was a boy. He was very. He was a great presence. I watched that. Wow, I watched that on cable years ago. Yeah, he was really good in that. It was funny because I think his co-star at the time was Corbin Burnson, and I think Corbin Burnson did a horror movie along the similar veins called The Dentist, and those two starred on L.A. Law together. Yes, Ricky. Yeah, that's us. Yeah, yeah. Isn't that something? Uh, Horrific Nightmares. JM was talking about how many movies he watches per month, right? Like like he's sitting there. I'm watching his latest video, and he's saying there, I watched 65 movies this month. I watched 84 on another. I watched 100 movies this month, and I'm going like, oh my god, that guy's just a machine. And I'm like, how many movies have I watched so far in 2021? I am just now watching my 47th movie. 47. That's all I've watched. Yes, sir. I will be looking for you on Friday. Have a good day at the market, sir. Be careful. Stay safe. Yeah, I have to find that. Now, see, I don't know if that's been out of print or not, Amanda. I don't. It'll probably get one of those Screen Factory treatments, and then they'll charge you like they'll charge you Disney prices. Yes, yeah. You too, sir. I think Disney has the highest prices of like the studios. Like you go to a Target or a Best Buy or whatnot, anywhere where they're still selling movies. Disney has always has the highest prices, but I gotta tell you, Screen Factory is right behind it. $30. I hope that was a Blu-ray, at least. Could you imagine spending $30 on a movie and then not getting a good movie? Do you really? Do, man, see, oh my gosh, you got a DVD copy of it. Holy cow! What did you watch, Ragman? I watched Freshwater last weekend, and then I started watching Interstellar. Yeah, nope, no problem. Hey, if it's a movie you love, yep, definitely. Yeah, you know what? You know, it's funny. It's like, yeah, I used to watch 3 movies a day too, but I wasn't watching them. I was using them as white noise. I would have them on my house, and I just have them playing. I cannot tell you. I cannot tell you what I watched. Hopefully, I'll bring up a. Hopefully, I can bring that up to my new film room. I'll show you the bucket of movies that I had that I don't remember watching a single one of them. Yeah, I guess it all depends on the mood. Be safe, Amanda. Thanks for stopping in. I love marathoning too. I love binge watching. I like binge watching TV series. Butcher, Baker, Nightmare Maker. Oh, who was in that one? The cheetah's attacking my feet. So I'm going out of focus here. Wow. Oh, Susan Tyrell. Wow. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. And an early Bill Paxton one, huh? Yeah, Susan Tyrell did a lot of she did a lot of those like women exploitation films, the jail movies and shit like that. She was big back then. So, what do you think? Do you think Frailty is a horror movie, or do you think it's how would you describe Frailty? Yeah, that's it. Yep. Yeah, that happens. I was watching Interstellar. I got 40 minutes into it, and then I had probably a little bit too big of a dinner, and I fell asleep too. Boy, I don't know what is wrong with my peepers. Oh, Frailty. Oh, you never seen Frailty? Oh my gosh, you got to get that. Oh my gosh, Frailty is an amazing movie. Holy crap. Bill Paxton, he starred and he was his directing debut. And it also has Powers Booth and Matthew McConaughey in it. That movie is bonkers, but it's such a good movie. Gosh, to tell you about, if I told you about it, I'd probably give up too much away, and I really would not want to do that because that movie really deserves to be seen. You haven't seen Frailty either, Casey. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, yes. That's both of you guys. That's a movie you guys should try to go on. You might be able to find it on eBay for a pretty damn cheap price because I do believe Lionsgate released it, so it's pretty common. I mean, they probably kept that out in their catalog, so you should be able to find a copy of that for, I would dare say, under $10. You might even get a Blu-ray for maybe a little about $10, but a DVD you probably definitely get for underneath 10. But that movie that's one of the best movies I've seen that's one of my favorite movies. It was so different too, because you've never seen Bill Paxton like this. Bill Paxton he was unrecognizable, um, because he was yeah, because Bill Paxton always played he always played a good guy, or he might have been a bit of a dick, but he's still relatively a good guy. Like Chet and Weird Science. Yeah, he was a bit of a bully, but he's still sort of lovable at the same time. But in Frailty, like he was totally different. You really go back and wish that yes, it's what it was about the father with the two boys. And Matthew McConaughey, he plays one of the boys that's grown up. It's definitely a supernatural film, but is it a horror film? It's supernatural. It almost comes across a little bit like an origin story too. I wish they would have followed that up. I would have loved to seen another one of those. Yeah, that was Bill Paxton's direct. He directed that for the first one. Oh, what's going on, Knight? Holy cow! Yes, Frailty is a must-have in anybody's collection. That's a must movie. That's like I guess if you did like 100 essential movies that you have to recommend to people, like there's hundreds of there's thousands of movies out there, but if you're going to make 100 movie collection, you have to include Frailty in that, and that means all genres. I mean, I'm not. It doesn't be horror. I'm talking about any genre. 100 movies, Frailty has to make that list. Man, you are up early, my man, because I think you're on the East Coast with me and Casey. I'm glad you joined the group too, Knight. You know what? I was super happy to add you onto that. That's just going to make our group so much more stronger now. I'm so happy. And and please, if you want to, you're more than welcome to invite Killian and Coriander as well. More than welcome to. Ragman, if you have a Facebook page, if you have a Facebook page, man, I'd love to add you to our group too, man. Yeah, I took them all. Oh, you work overnights. All right. Yes. I took three of the four groups I have private. Because what Facebook is doing now is they're basically taking away groups from the administrators. Before you could control who you entered the group, and what people could post. So now if it's a public group, anybody can post. Uh, Anybody can post on a group. They don't have to be a member, but they can still post. So that encourages trolling, and then they could join the group regardless what the administrator says. Is whether let's say you go check somebody's page out and you find out that they're a right-wing asshole. Well, they still could join your group despite that. You don't have no say in it. You have to take your groups private to protect that. Then it becomes invitation only. So it also slows your group growth down because now you're no longer now it's only by invite only. So it slows your growth. So it's just Facebook being Facebook. But that's all right though. I'm all right with that. I don't mind having slow growth because I'm getting quality people. That's more important to me than having 10,000 people in a group. I'll be happy to take 200 people if I know they're all quality human beings. And we dodged a bullet. We dodged a bullet earlier. Uh, we had added we had added the person on into the group, and then we got a red flag all across the board about this person and his past. And so we had to remove him right away. It happens. But the group now, it's just like I'm really happy with the makeup of it. I don't think I did that yet, Casey, but I'm gonna show your Footzilla review in there. That has to be seen. It has to be seen. As far as what other thing about groups? So I do run three groups. One group is all good news. So you type in a lot of good news. And then one's for my interview series, 8 questions with, and then of course the live stream one. I have it's have cheetah. Yeah. Well, no, it's a midnight hour. The inner circle blog group, and then the 8 questions with. I mean, groups are a great way to promote what you're doing, especially as far as YouTube goes. Um, I wish Instagram would be a little bit more promo friendly, which is weird because that's also Facebook too. But it's very hard to promote on Instagram. Like they don't, you can't in you when you write you can't put links down in your when you write your when you write about your posts. You can put the link down, but it doesn't work. But groups are pretty good at that. I mean, I use them all the time to promote other people's channels and promote what we're doing. I think I have you at all. I'll double check, Casey. Let me double check now. I thought you were on all three groups. I thought I had added you. The Inner Circle blog group. Uh, uh, I know that Knight will really like that one because we have a lot of cats in that one. I found out that Knight loves cats. I'm always making a laugh about Jerry, but you got to admit, Coriander's got a really cute cat. Let's see. See if you're in here. Okay, you're already a member in the podcast. That's awesome. Okay, let me see if you're. Okay, yep, you're in that group too, Casey. One more here. That's the problem with the. Yeah, Jerry is awesome. Have you guys connected with each other? I hope so. Yeah, people who don't like cats, like, you can't trust them. Uh, if you guys haven't connected, obviously you guys know what to do. Okay, you're in every group. You're in every group but the 8 questions with, and I sent you an invite, Casey. Sweet, nice. Yeah, that prom night look back was retro was really good. I really enjoyed that. Hopefully, some people went over there and checked that out. Sure, I get that. I get a lot of people telling me that about they take breaks from Facebook. I get it. I do. It definitely was. It's funny that the second one with Michael Ironside, Hello Mary, it's Mary Lou Prom Night 2. It's sort of weird. I think that movie actually went into the public domain because I see that on just about every big collection that Mill Creek or Echo Bridge put out. I've gotten that movie like on 4 or 5 times on collections. But I haven't seen the other two because there's four. There's four original ones. The first two were serious. The third one was a comedy, a dark comedy, horror comedy, and then they went back serious again in the fourth one. And I know the second one starred Michael Ironside in it. Yeah, it's public domain now. It's in every. It's yeah. I've gotten that movie. Like I said, I think I got at least 5 copies of it in movie collections, horror collections. And I have never seen the third or the fourth one on any collection. I haven't seen it released. Just the first two. You know, Anne Marie Martin in the first movie or Edie Benton, as she was known back then, before she became Anne Marie Martin, she was actually pretty well known. She did some good. She did a series called Sledgehammer that was pretty popular for a couple of years. She was a really good actress. I didn't know she had retired so early, but she married Michael Crichton, and then she retired. I think her and I think they were married for like 15, 16 years. It's interesting how many movies are in the public domain now. But you can always tell when if you get anything from Echo Bridge or from Mill Creek. Yeah, she played against David Rosh, who played Sledgehammer. She played the main star, the main girl. But I think when she did prom night, she was going underneath her birth name, or Edie Benton. I think she changed her name after that to Anne Marie Martin. Yeah, she was on TV quite a bit. There's another actress who almost had a sort of like a similar thing. That was Pamela Hensley. Pamela Hensley, she was a big star in the '70s, and then she married one of Aaron Spelling's partners, E. Duke Vincent, who was a huge, rich producer, mega rich, and she married E. Duke Vincent, and she retired. But she was very popular on network TV. She did Buck Rogers in the 25th Century, and she also did Matt Houston with Lee Horsley. I think that was on for like 3 or 4 years. After that, she retired after she got married. Oh, me too. Man, I love Buck Rogers. I was always an Ardala fan. Everybody's always talking about Wilma Deering. Oh no, give me the bad girl. Give me Pamela Hensley. And actually, Jamie Lee Curtis actually did an episode of Buck Rogers. That came out. I think her appearance came out in the first season. But yeah, she guest starred on Buck Rogers. But Pamela Hensley is Princess Ardala. Um, yep. And here's another couple of hot tips for you. Um, Both Battlestar Galactica and Buck Rogers were produced by Glenn Larson. Uh, Both those movies got released. Their pilot episodes got released theatrically. Battlestar Galactica was the last movie that they did, and when it was a new thing in the '70s called Sensurround, and it came out when Earthquake came out, and basically it was the speakers throughout the theater, and it would be so loud it felt like the building was shaking, and a Sensurround, and Battlestar Galactica was the last movie to get that treatment. Well, there you go. Yeah, you know what? That's one thing about people about it's one thing. It seems like a lot of TV shows they don't really get talked about in here. We always talk about movies, but there's TV shows. There's a lot of love to be shown for TV. I've covered a few. I've covered a few TV shows, and a really good place to get TV shows is actually Big Lots. Big Lots is a really good place to get TV shows. Always used to be really good. Ollie's used to be good. I got some really obscure stuff from Ollie's, but Ollie's doesn't sell physical media anymore. They sell books, but they don't sell films anymore. Oh my gosh, it was great. It was great. I saw both Battlestar Galactica's pilot episode and Buck Rogers in the theater. Battlestar Galactica was amazing. But if you watch the shows, you could hear because Glenn Larson was known for budget, for budget. Even though Battlestar Galactica had $1 million episode budget, Glenn Larson used a lot of stock footage and a lot of the same sound effects on both series. Yeah, I gotta do that. I gotta find. You know what? There should be some pawn shops around my area. I just don't know where they're at. A disc replay is a disc replay is my favorite place to go for series. But Big Lots is not bad. Um, and actually, my library is not that bad either. My library it drops some stuff. I'm hoping against hope that that the series that I left last week, there were three seasons of Monk that were there, and I'm really hoping against hope that they survived till tomorrow, so I can pick them up. But I picked up four of the seven seasons of Prime Suspect with Helen Mirren. I picked those up from my library last week. They had a couple of seasons of. I'm thinking about this now. They actually had a couple of seasons of Oz over there too, but I passed on those. So yeah, I guess I could do that. I never thought about that. I'm gonna try to. Um, like I said, there is a flea market if they reopen it. That's not that far away from me. It'd be about maybe 10 miles down the road. It's not that far. And if they do it again this season, I'm gonna go down there. The question is what do you pay now? Because to me, when I go to disc replay, what I like about disc replay, when I go down there, when I look at their used sets, is I try to find anything between $4. $4 is like that's probably the most, unless it's really rare. Like I did pay $8 for a season of Xenia Warrior Princess, and I bought a season of Highlander for $10. But the thing what it was not more than 6 months before that season of Highlander, I saw in another store, and they were looking for $35 for it. No, 38 for one season of Highlander, and I was just like, wow, that's just insane. But now, because of the streaming, it's driving prices down because people they're unloading their physical media, so there's not the demand for it. So now the prices are going down. So it's good. It's good news. Like if I go to a swap meet, I'm not going to pay top dollar for anything ever. I mean, they might have $10 posted on there, but I'm going to offer them 6. But I definitely want to check out the pawn shop aspect of it. It's got. I just don't. There's just not any pawn shops in my town. I'm not sure if there's anything around here. I know they have pawn shops in Detroit, but I'm not going down to Detroit for that. And they don't have pawn shops in Ann Arbor. Do you do letterbox, Ragman? Do you use letterbox to track your movies that you collect or watch? I'd like to see your playlist for this year. I wish they do more yard sales around here too, but they don't do yard sales. It's not that much. I think people are still being cautious as far as that goes. Oh, letterbox is an amazing asset. Let me see if I can. Yeah, letterbox is an amazing asset. This is where I this it's that's the site I use to keep track of what I have, what I own. It's mostly movie based, pretty much movie based. I wish they would. I wish they would make it TV friendly. Really wish they make it TV friendly. Um, but for movies, it's a great asset. You could create lists. Movies you have, movies you want to watch. I've got a few lists on there, like movies I watched this year. Oh, whoops, crap. Let me try that again. So yeah, these are the that's my viewing list for as far as film wise. That's my viewing list for this year. And then if you go there on my if you sign up and you see other people's list, I have a list for 2018 and 2019 and 2020. Yeah, it's a great asset. Um, I use it quite a bit actually. So what do you guys got going on? What's the rest of your day? I'm gonna be on here for like another 10 minutes or so. Oh, I should put your Footzilla up now that I got you here, Casey. I should do that. I'm gonna go ahead and post your Footzilla up in the Facebook group. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I should do that one. Oh, oh yeah, me too. Um, yeah, I'll be probably throwing down a little bit of a nap too for sure. Um, Freshwater was weird. Um, Hopefully do a live tonight so I can come by and say hi to the crew. Um, I like the rig. Uh, Freshwater story was interesting. I really liked the story of Freshwater, but the packaging around it was it was terrible. Um, the music was completely 100% wrong. It just throws you. You feel like you're watching a damn Hallmark movie. Um, the CGI effects in on it are even worse than Asylum. Um, and that's saying how bad that is because Asylum has the worst. Um, so yeah, it was terrible. Um, Zoe Bell she looked great in it. Um, but it's a weird story. It's pretty dark and quite surprising actually. Not what you expect. The rig was a lot of fun. They actually used practical effects on it, which was added some including the creature. It was good. It was fun. William Forsythe was in it, so you already know that was going to be worth watching already. Um, it was suspenseful. I really liked that. I picked that up. I picked that up at Salvation Army. It was a Anchor Bay release, but Freshwater was just like, oh, it's just weird. You sort of wish that they could go back and remake that Freshwater. If they actually had someone who knew what they were doing, that movie could be really something else. To tell you the truth. Um, yeah, you got to go live tonight, night. Yeah, your lives are fun. I like to know how you guys all got together. That's what I really like to know. How did you Killian and Coriander meet? And again, congratulations on. I know it doesn't seem like you're blitzing it, but in seriousness, you guys really are. You guys are doing well. I mean, you're already past 200. You're going upward. I mean, and we share you out all the time. I'm going to share you out personally for as long as it takes for you hit the 1,000 again. Always going to do that. And I still think you guys, Coriander and Killian, you guys ought to team up with Now It's Dark for at least one show because both of you guys, like I said, both of you guys have had the worst misjustice on YouTube. I went over there to see Now It's Dark because they're doing a one of those fright boxes, and I'll be damned that they haven't lost another sub. They're down to 935. It's absolutely. Oh, really? So did you guys meet like at a horror convention? Was it just a was it just something like what like with like how you and I met? I met you through Phil. Was it through a third party? Yeah, we got you covered. Yeah, if you go back and do the replay, if you go back and do the replay, you'll hear me already talking about our show on the 24th. I already talked about it before you came on. I was already talking about a dark song, and I would love to do an ISC midnight with yeah. I am totally down with ISC. That's my jam. And quite honestly, between you and me, Night, you gotta admit, man, as much as we like watching talking about prom, prom night and all and Swamp Thing and other, it's sort of nice to be able to talk about something fresh. They're losing them. They went over 1,000. They got their little note. They showed it to us. They got their little, hey, we got hit 1,000. I think they got something from YouTube. YouTube sent them something, and they're talking. They're like totally excited about it. And I don't know what it was or what not, but I went over to their page, and they were at 942. They had lost, and they've been losing ever since. Now they're down to 935, and you can hear it in their voices, like, what the hell's going on? It's and they can't. They're not gaining anything back. They're losing. I got four. Um, I actually got four on Sunday. I got four ads on Sunday during the live stream. I kept them all. I managed to keep all four of them. I thought for sure I would be losing all four because I gained them so fast, but I've actually kept them. So I'm actually truly at 245. I was stunned. And the thing about Jim and John is that they put out great content on their channel, and they invest a lot of money on their channel, a lot of money. I mean, they're really into the YouTube thing, and they invest a lot of money. And it's just, they were so happy to hit that 1,000, and it should have been onward and upward for them, and then for this to happen. And quite honestly, you can hear it in their voices. They're perplexed. They're angry, and they should be. If they should be pissed. I know I would. And the fact that they're not gaining anybody back, that's what gets me. It's like, come on, you trying to tell me that people have come by their channel and they're not subbing to them? They offer great content. That's why I suggested you guys should team up. Yeah, they have a new giveaway too. You're right, Casey. You're right. They have a brand new giveaway. They have some of the best giveaways, and they lost the sub. They lost. I mean, it doesn't sound like much, but they put that new contest up, and yet they still are losing subs. They're still hemorrhaging in subs. It's just not right. It's not right it's not right what happened to Unite. It's not right what's happening to them. It's wrong. That giveaway is tight too. I think they're doing it too. I think they're doing the drawing on Friday. They said they're only going to have that up for a week, and they didn't require anybody to make a video. They just said leave a comment, and then they were just going to do the wheel that way. Because me and Hobbs, we won the Christmas contest last year. I keep telling, yeah, I keep saying to everybody over and over and over. Oh, oh, thank you. Yeah, Getting Grace right now is definitely top. It's definitely top five. As top of the year. Getting Grace was an amazing movie. I loved it. I thought it was so. I thought it was really good. And watching those types of movies are very hard for me, Ragman. I get emotional, so I have to really be careful about that. But I loved that movie. I thought it was really good. You're not kidding. I do too. I do too. And here's another thing too. Here's another thing that I think is screwed. Um, they say you hit the notification bell, right? You hit the notification bell, and you're supposed to be told whenever someone drops a new video. Like whenever you go live or you do a premiere, I always know about it. That's why I'm always there early, and I'll leave a comment early or whatnot. Just let you guys know that I saw it. I'm there early. Um, I have the bell notification on for two people. One guy named Papa, and now it's dark. I never hear anything from them when they post. I don't know it. I have to go to their page in order to find out if they posted or not. The bell's not working. And I do feel bad for them because they put a lot of money into their. I get premieres. I have to figure out how to do premieres. I don't know how to do that. I don't. I think you have to. I think you just record and then you. I don't know how to do premieres yet. But I always get told on live streams. I mean, like I know when Phil does his live stream, I know it. When the Super Slash Bros or Coast to Coast, I get it. I get it. Uh, when like I said, when NightWatch does theirs, when Dan and Waffles, I get all the live notifications, but some of the channels like Papa, I, I don't get his at all. And the thing is though, I told him that, and he says everybody tells him that. So he because I went over his page, and he has hardly any views for any of his videos because people don't know it. They don't know that he's posting. So I'm gonna have to do something about that because I really like him. He came over and dropped a really nice comment about my review of the Craft Legacy. Yeah, isn't that something else? I just hope that isn't happening to us. To the midnight hour. It's a little bit discouraging for creators, for sure. I also have a blog, Ragman. I mean, obviously, as you read my review for Getting Grace. Yeah, well, yours all work for me. And that's all I care about. I always know when you post, and when Casey does. Um, for the most part, yeah, it's a great movie. It's a really well done movie. Yeah, I review a lot of diverse stuff. Yeah, it really does. They don't want to pay the money out, Casey. They don't want to pay. They don't want to pay all the money out, even though they're making more coming in. They don't want to give it away. They don't want to. They don't want to pay it out. Same thing with Amazon. Amazon's doing, like I said, Amazon's doing the same thing. Amazon Prime used to be used to be a really good outlet for independent filmmakers. They could get their product on Amazon Prime and actually make some money. Not a lot, but for a lot of them, maybe make as much money to cover the production costs. And not now. Now it's not even worth it. In fact, I don't even really even see. I really don't even see a lot of independent feature films on there anymore. It's hard to imagine a small tuber is considered anybody with under 10,000 subs. Anybody under 10,000 subs is considered a small tuber. But this Sunday at 2 o'clock on my channel here, I'm going to be interviewing Kevin K from Tuber Chat, and he knows the YouTube really well, and he'll be talking about how YouTube works. No, nope, not at all. And they don't need the independent filmmakers anymore either. In fact, I'm sure that's the reason why I'm sure what they did it for, to not pay them anything, to discourage them from trying to get onto the platform, so they can promote their own projects now. It's frustrating. They used to show short films on there too. I think Vimeo is now the place that people are going to as far as independent filmmakers for feature length, and also for short films. I find a lot that way. And I will say this: I mean, YouTube let me keep the four I added yesterday, but they knocked down my views. They took some views away from some of my videos. Um, really? Wow! When did they do that? Yeah, that must have been Daily Motion. Yeah, Vimeo's been they're very supportive. Wow, that would be I saw that Medium was getting their ass kicked on the news this week. Uh, well, yeah, there's. As far as cancer film, people with chronic illness, When a Monster Calls is an excellent movie. Um, Promises in the Dark. Um, that's a good one. Um, let's see. Brian's Song. Um, that was great. Uh, Shit, what was the one with Shirley MacLaine? I guess won an Oscar. Wow. Wow. It's too bad it didn't videotape me. I could have showed you my movie. Uh, yeah, let's see. Oh, yeah. There's another movie I reviewed called One Message. That was also that's about dealing with a cancer patient. There's another movie called Reading Kate. That's also really good. Um, Meet My Valentine. That was that one's a sad one right there. The Beach House with Andy McDowell. That's a Hallmark movie, but that's a really good one. Real good one, actually. Let's see. Yeah. Yes, that's the movie I was thinking about. Thank you, Night. That's the one I was thinking about. Terms of Endearment. Yep. Oh. Uh, Miss You Already with Tony Collette and Drew Barrymore. That's a good one. I watched that one. Um, uh, One called Other People with Molly Shannon. Let's see. There was another one called Hoovy that was based on a true story. That's a good. That's decent. The one I can't recommend though. I cannot recommend A Little Bit of Heaven. That was not that good. Uh, yeah, that wasn't that good at all. Uh, uh, Collateral Beauty. That was that was a hard one to watch too, though. Let's see. There's 50-50 with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. let's see. There's one movie I will tell you about. If I can bring up, I got to remember the title of it. There's one movie I'll tell you to avoid at all costs. Because it was just some bullshit. Oh my gosh. Database is sick. Uh, oh yeah, that's right. There it is. One movie I could tell you to avoid for sure at all costs because it's a piece of shit and made me really angry was a movie called Lullaby. That movie was horrible. Made me so angry about that. Um, Richard Jenkins plays a patriarch who's dying of cancer, and the family's all trying to resolve the ending of it. And though no fault of hers, but Jennifer Hudson plays a nurse, and let me tell you, that movie was some bullshit. Made me so angry. Oncology nurses have some of the hardest jobs in medicine. I mean, some of the hardest jobs. Um, I can't tell you how much my angels meant to me. Lori's angels meant to me. We had three oncology nurses that did everything for us. Um, a lady named Karen, a lady named Teresa, and a lady named Melanie, and they helped me keep my sanity, and they helped us when Lori was dying. Uh, they did her infusions. Uh, they were there when I had to take her in for to the ER. Um, and then when I watched that movie on Lullaby and saw the nurse how she was portrayed, I was just yeah, I was really pissed off at that. Um, such a not no nurse would ever act like that on an oncology ward. Never. She would not. He or she would not last a week the way she acted. Um, but it's Hollywood being Hollywood, right? So it's sort of funny too. It's like after you go through something like cancer, through its, you look at it 100% differently. And then when you watch, it's like soldiers. Soldiers, they'll tell you that, when they'll watch a war movie and they'll look at you and tell you how much of it's real, how much is it Hollywood and how much is it actually based in reality. And the same thing goes with the illness like cancer. It's like if you go through it and then you see movies with it, then you see how much is the movie, how much does Hollywood get right and how much of it is just bullshit. And a lot of it is bullshit. I could also too. I can go to your channel on your community on your board, and I can write them down for you too, Ragman. I don't mind doing that for you. It's a hard subject. And that's what really drove me. That's why I'm here doing this now. Oh, your nephew? How old is your nephew? And do you know what type of cancer your nephew has? And now that I have this little bit of a soapbox here, I will tell you one thing. If you want to know what really irritates me too, um, I cannot stand the sexualization of cancer. Breast cancer now has become it's sexualized. It's now the glamour cancer. Breast cancer. You have breast cancer awareness. Breast cancer now has a higher survival rate than most other cancers. Um, in fact, breast cancer is actually that's a brain tumor, neuroblastoma. That's just not fair. It's not fair. My wife was only 53. Yeah, he's advanced, Ragman. Stage four is advanced. They don't call, and this is a good thing too. Let me tell you. Um, I'm glad they don't use the term terminal anymore. They don't use that term. That term's not used. It's called advanced now. When you hear someone say they have a advanced case, that means they're gonna die. They're just being they're receiving palliative care, and then they'll go into hospice afterwards. They're just trying to ensure there's a quality of life. That's just not fair. I would trade my life for your nephew if I could. I would do that in a heartbeat. It's a brutal, ugly monster. It really is. It's yeah. But if he has stage four, they're not. I mean, he's just. I'm just gonna be frank with you, okay? Because that's how I roll with this. I'm not gonna. You know. But your doctors, his team is doing an outstanding job. Um, if you got a good team, and that's one thing about cancer too. There's a there's no doctor that treats you. You have an oncology team. Um, you have like two or three different doctors. You probably have a team of like four or five nurses. I mean, they talk about your nephew's case. Um, they sit around and they talk about it during the weekly meetings. Uh, and if you ever want to know how sick you are, if you ever end up in a hospital and you want to know how sick you are, or you have a loved ones in the hospital, and you want to know what their chances are, it's just you can tell by when the doctor's visits. If a doctor comes early in the morning to visit you and your loved one, your case is very serious. If they come later during the day, like in the afternoon after lunch on rounds, you're going to be all right. You might be a little bit of a struggle, but you're going to be okay. You know, and I tell you one thing too, Ragman. I bet you this. I bet you that COVID-19. I bet you I bet you're fanatical. I bet your nephew's parents. I bet they were fanatical about people not about wearing masks, as they should be. That's why I wear a mask. That's why I wear a mask now. it's because of someone like your nephew. You know, your nephew has no immune system because chemotherapy squashes it. So a simple cold could kill him. And it's hard to get people to understand that about wearing the mask for COVID. It's like you don't know the person next to you could be really, really sick. And if you don't wear a mask or you could get them sick, you could end up killing them. Yeah, good old cancer. Yes, I bet you he. Yep, I bet you he is a hawk. I bet you he is a hawk. If someone approached your nephew and wasn't wearing a mask and got within 6 feet, I bet your brother is like, get the hell away. I was like that. What hospital's treating him? There's a lot of good. There's a lot of great hospitals out there. Um, Unfortunately for us, we didn't get seen into the better hospital until it was too late. We got seen by a very poor hospital, and by the time we went over to the University of Michigan, it was too late. But they gave my wife a fighting chance. She was misdiagnosed by the other hospital, and that's what ended up killing her. She should have survived her cancer, which is what makes it really hard for me because her cancer was extremely treatable and survivability was high. Yep. 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 That's how you get. That's how you get. Um, I was at work. I worked at Home Depot at the time, and um, oh my gosh. And so, I was working, and my wife was going underneath chemotherapy, and and it's funny. New York, okay, probably Sloan Kettering. I hope Sloan Kettering is a great hospital. Um, so I was at work, and because each time you go through a chemotherapy treatment, it takes longer and longer for you to recover back from it. And so I was working, and I said, if you're sick, please don't come around me. Oh, me too, Night. Me too. That's why I'm up so early. I have a hard time sleeping. Um, but I'm at work, and I'm telling people, if you're sick, if you have a cold or anything, please don't approach me. Don't approach me. And I was working with a customer and in a section, and one of my coworkers who had a cold, sniffly, coffee, she comes rolling up on me to ask a question, and I'm looking at her. She's coming up there, and I put my hand out and says, "Stop! Don't come close to me. Don't come close to me." And I said, "I mean, do you not hear what I said? I mean, why are you doing that? And I got pissed. It says, and I walked around. I helped my customer, and I walked around the corner. I was angry, and our store manager happened to come around the corner, and she started complaining to the store manager that I had talked to her, unprofessionally. And my store manager uh, just looked at her, watched her talk about what all the injustice that I had done to her, and then he looks at her and says, "Why didn't you do what he asked you? Why did you keep coming up to him? I saw the whole thing, and we need to go back there and talk about that." And he pulled her to the back. He took her to the back room and chewed her ass out. She was not very friendly to me, but I didn't give a fuck. I wasn't gonna be, I didn't care. And you get really self-defensive and about that. Yeah, night. Lorianne took 2.5 years to die, so it was a long time to watch. Nope, I totally get it. I totally get it, Ragman. Yep, That's how it is, and especially for a child. Hell yeah. It makes you really upset when you see when you're in that situation and you see people just have no sense of respect for other people. I don't wear a mask for me. I'll be honest with you, because I really don't give a rat's ass about me. Um, but I care everything about you. I don't want to get anybody sick. That's why I wear a mask. I would not want to be someone who walked by there and had a coughing attack or had the flu or whatever and happened to cross paths with a 7-year-old kid with a brain tumor. That would just ruin me. And hopefully it ruined anybody with a soul. Okay, so he lives in Chicago. So the hospital they probably goes to, I mean, I'm guessing, of course, I'm not sure. I mean, there's some fine hospitals in New York, but I think the finest one that I know as far as treating cancer goes is Sloan Kettering. I didn't know you lived in California. I thought, where in California do you live at, if you don't mind me asking? I'm a native Californian myself. I lived in San Jose for 16 years before I moved here to Michigan. And you're up really early. Okay, you're San Bernardino too. Oh my gosh. Okay, same as Tim. Tim, Horror Devil 333 lives in San Bernardino. Yeah, I lived in Ontario. I went to high school in Ontario, and I attended college at Chaffey College in Alta Loma. Small world. I'm hoping that you'll be able to see your nephew again sometime soon. Now that we're able to really get around the country again. Is he? Oh, really? Does he have? Does he? Does your brother have his channel or? You know, your nephew has already beaten the odds. I mean, he's 7 years old and he got a brain tumor since he's 9 months. I mean, he's already beaten the odds. I mean, he's a fighter, that's for sure. And he has a great team behind him. Your brother's been blessed. We had a fine oncology team too, and if we would have had it from the day one, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Um, if we would have had them from day one, yeah, a good oncology team is worth its weight in gold. But I will also mention this too, though, Ragman. The movies that I mentioned to you or whatnot, do not bring those up to your brother at all on any level. You don't want to do that. It took me it took me over 7 years, 7.5 years for me to be able to watch a movie like that without just losing my shit. And it's even then, if they're extremely hard for me to watch, extremely hard. And you'd be surprised what people offer to, "Oh, have you seen this? Have you watched that? Or have you read this book?" You just can't. Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, you guys are right in the same city. That would be amazing if you guys could hook up, do maybe do an out and about. Tim's a really sweet guy, man. He really is. And if you're a movie goer, if you're a movie maker, filmmaker, you really want to give your movie to Tim. Tim likes everything. Tim is Tim is he appreciates everything. He's the perfect critic. And he's a filmmaker in his own right. He's been working on he's been working on his own film for a little while now. Oh, jeez. Well, it's 6. What time is it? 6. Oh my gosh, I've already been on here almost 3 hours. Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull the plug on this because I've been up for almost 3 hours. I did not mean for that to happen. I was supposed to actually go to back 2 hours, and then I was gonna go try to go back to bed. But I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down, and then I'm gonna go for a walk, clear my head, then go to bed. Well, it's been an interesting Insomnia Theater. Um, Probably happen again soon. This is not a new thing for me. Um, but yeah, thanks to everybody who came on in. Amanda, Knight, Casey, Ragman, Ricky. Who else came in? Uh, well, Tim came in, of course. Um, oh yeah, I'm also doing this for replay purposes too. So yeah, so this Sunday at 10 o'clock Eastern time, we have Danielle Harris is on Hobbs channel. I'll be leaving that in the description box below. It will be at 10 o'clock p.m. The day before 12th of June on the House of Horrors, Horror Freak 85 Stevens channel. He will be having a guest, Steve Rudzinski, who co-wrote, directed, and acted in Carousel, and he will be joined by Justin, Big Daddy J, and our own Spices. The Spices will be co-hosting that show with Steven. That show will be 7 p.m. on Saturday Eastern Standard Time, 7 to 10. And then Sunday, 2 o'clock here on my channel, I will be interviewing Kevin K from Tuber Chat. He'll be talking all things YouTube. And then Danielle Harris again at 10 o'clock p.m. at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I will be interviewing Angela from Morbid Heart Designs on the 16th. She was actually a horror tuber of the month, I believe in May. So she will be, or April or May, but she'll be here on the 16th of June. Joshua Hahn will be here on the 23rd of June. He's an actor and a stuntman and a writer and a Renaissance man and one of the best guys I know. And then 24th of June, I will be hitting the road to travel to the NightWatch zone. Me and the Cheetah, we will be meeting Night, Coriander, and Killian and possibly even Jerry for to discuss a song, discuss a dark song on ISC Midnight, and I cannot wait for that. And on the 27th of June, here on the channel, my channel, I will be hosting the Midnight Hour for the very first time officially, and we will be having the lovely Meredith Moeller, who starred in the show movie Triggered. That was a funny ass movie, written and directed by Chris Moore. And then to round out the month, we also have the star Abigail Hunting, Miss Chelsea Jerkowitz. She will be here on the 30th. I do have a cancellation, I should mention. We were scheduled to have a Horrific Nightmares Jam on July 1st, but he cannot do it. So I'm going to see about getting another spot or not. And then on July 6th, we have Kelly Goody will be here, and that will be a noontime start for us. Noon. We will be doing a live broadcast noon. And then on the 8th of July, we have author Bill Levy, who's written a book about John Ford's acting company, stock company. And he also wrote a companion piece for the series Lawman, which starred John Russell and Peter Brown and Peggy Castle. All right, kids, that's it. I will see you soon. And till then, peace.